How you doing there, sweetheart? Lovely, sexy. Let me crack a can for you. Get a little one. Damn. It's a bit of a slow. Look at this glaring fucking color out of my fucking face. God damn, bitch. God fucking damn. What the fuck was that? Okay. I need a sip of the. Should be Pepsi, to be honest, but. A little Kono Shog. No problem with that. No problem with that. Let's just get straight into it, shall we? Shall we? We've got 2 books to talk about today. Look, I tried, but one of them was long as fucking ballsack, and we also have the start of another book to talk about. How about that? How about I fucking say it like that, bitch? You fucking bitch. You fucking bastard fucking bitch. Okay, so the book that we're going to start on today is If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Now, let me tell you one fucking thing, bitch. I don't know where this attitude is coming from, but it's fucking here. It's right here. Let me tell you one thing. The further I get away from this book, the less and less I like it. Now, I'm not a hater. I'm not like this book sucks. But I try not to be swayed by reviews. I really, really do. I try not to let other people's thoughts and opinions sway what I thought, because hey, I'm a smart guy. I can make up my own fucking mind. You know, I can do what I want. I can come up with my own little thoughts and theories. And I believe all the thoughts and theories that I had of this book held true. But while I was reading this book, while I was taking in this story, there was something that I was completely ignoring. And I thought about it. I definitely did think about it. But then once I'd finished the book and I was kind of stewing on it, I was like, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's a charming aspect of the book. No, bitch. Absolutely not. Okay, so let's get into it. Initially, I gave this a 4 out of 5. I was like, hey, it's pretty good. It's like a murder mystery type of thing. It's got a Shakespearean fucking thing going on. It's about a bunch of theater students studying. The death happens, murder perhaps, and it all starts to unravel. And the first chapter, I'm pretty sure it's the first chapter you get, is with a man in prison. And he was a part of the story. So he's in prison for something in the future. And so where the story goes, how did he get there? How did that happen? Kind of an interesting premise. I mean, if not a little on the predictable side in terms of how it's all going to roll out and play out. But not so predictable that I knew every single twist. And that's probably that I wasn't too familiar with Secret History before I read this book. I think if I went and read a Secret History, I probably again wouldn't like this book as much as I initially enjoyed it. But I thought it was pretty pleasant. I liked the devotion that the characters were showing to their studies, albeit completely buttfuck unrealistic. I don't know. Maybe there are some fucking Hogwarts style fucking societies out there that like operate in a school like this, but that shit ain't happening ever anywhere. But again, I'm ready to suspend my fucking disbelief because I'll read a fantasy book and that's nothing like human, like realistic. But then, you know, so it doesn't irk me, but it's definitely something that kind of stands out. You're watching. Why the fuck do I have the headset on? Someone tell me that. I ain't listening to shit. It's definitely something that stands out, right? Like, you're reading this book about this society of fucking drama students or actors students or whatever, theater fucking kids, and like they're literally living in this like Hogwarts fucking castle. It's so strange and weird. And the assumption is that they're all really, really rich, but I just wasn't sold on the way that would work, right? Like I just didn't believe that kind of like secret fucking society. Also, this is in America, bitch. Yeehaw, Shakespeare. It feels so British, and so when it's set in America, I was like, what the fuck? I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hated that this was set in America. Something about the way that all of it is written, the castle that they go and visit, the Shakespeare, all the references to kings and queens and Europe and everything, none of it is based in America. So the setting being America, and the setting isn't really even America. They just make mention of American cities when they go back home. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. I don't get it at all, but whatever. I sound like a hater-ass bitch, and that's because I've kind of become a hater-ass bitch. And do you want to know the tea as to what someone fucking in a review said about this book that I was like, well, I can't like that anymore. It's ruined everything. They were like, and why the fuck is everyone quoting Shakespeare? And I was like, yeah, admittedly, that was a part of the, hold on, I see a Discord message. In 10 minutes. We're on a 10-minute timer, but back fucking do it. They were just like, I couldn't take it seriously with it, just fucking quoting Shakespeare and being fucking weird. Exact quotes, lines upon lines upon lines of exact Shakespeare quotes to perfectly fit the scene that they're in. It's fucking stupid. I didn't rock with it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't lean with it nor rock with it. So, what's up with that? Plus, you're American. Plus, you're fucking American. Like, get out. Get the fuck out. Go away. I like the characters, but I also thought... I need to stop reading books and be like, I like that. And then, like, a couple weeks later, being like, that was fucking awful. Because, like, I don't know, something about reading an ending of a book, as long as it ends well, I'm like, that was good. And then it just takes me a while to realize I didn't like it. I think overall, I still enjoyed this book. I think it's well written. I think the story is interesting, if not somewhat stolen from A Secret History. But hey, I haven't fucking read it, so I don't fucking know. It doesn't really matter to me. I liked the drama angle of it all initially, while I was reading, I suppose. I thought it was fun to have students that were enamored by theater to such a point where, you know, they lose themselves, they go crazy. But I have some issues, right? I have some pretty big issues with that side of the book. One of them being, like, the fact that they have been friends for their like 4th years or 3rd years or whatever. The idea is that they've known each other for 3 years and they're all really close friends. It never really feels like that, because immediately out of the gate, maybe a bit later on in the novel, if you know, it starts to feel a little bit more like they were friends at some point. But especially at the beginning of the novel, when you don't really know these characters that well, bitches be getting fucking mad. They'd be getting pressed. They'd be getting upset. They'd be fucking throwing tantrums. They'd be going crazy. And like, look, you know, going into this book that if there's going to be a murder or a death or whatever, and like a complete fucking murder mystery, they don't know who did it, there's gonna have to be some tension. People are gonna have to be mad and angry. But I feel like the characters in this book just got, like, so mad at one another that they were willing to fucking kill each other. and they were all like bros the year before. And yes, there's some mention of like, sometimes he pushes it a little too far. But it was never like, okay, this guy's capable of fucking beating me the fuck up, or murdering me, or fucking killing someone else, or like freaking the fuck out. But like, it just like snap, all of a sudden starts happening. That these characters are like, okay, I'm about to fucking throw down. And like, what was it about year 4 that made these motherfuckers all go just fucking crazy? It doesn't make much sense to me. Why the fuck they're all just going absolutely bananas off the fucking wall, insane, in year 4? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Maybe I'm stupid and I didn't read between the lines. But it just seemed fucking stupid. They were assigned a play, same as every fucking year. And they just freaked out and started fucking going crazy on one another. It's weird. It's strange. And I didn't love that part of the book. I would probably give it close to a 3-star now that I'm thinking about it, because the random Shakespeare quotes, man, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. And like, I don't care that much about Shakespeare. I've read Romeo and Juliet, and I was like, this actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I don't know if I read some fucking updated version. I don't think I did, because it was in English class, but I don't know. The Romeo and Juliet that I read versus the quotes and shit in here, I wasn't comprehending it. I don't know if I'm stupid, but I don't feel like I'm that stupid, especially when it comes to the kind of way this is written. I feel like a lot of the Shakespeare quotes are added just for the sake of, ooh, I have a Shakespeare quote, instead of the quote feeling very impactful. Maybe I'm not as strong a reader of Shakespeare as other people. I definitely don't fuck with the yee ass Hindi hoiny fucking ass talk, but I'm just saying, this was heavy on the fucking hingity doingity and the fucking quotes, and it was just fucking strange. Like for instance, I'm not even gonna, I'm just gonna make up a scene, right? They're all drinking, having a good time. Someone knocks someone else's drink over, and like, there's like actual genuine fucking, like, he wants to kill the other guy because it did it. And then someone, a third party in the scene, will drop a fucking Shakespeare quote about fucking how fucking Hector Mariapolis was gonna fucking kill so-and-so, and they're gonna like start monologuing about it. And it's just fucking strange. It's not that, and it's not even that they're all like losing their minds and becoming schizophrenic because the workload. It's just that they're fucking doing it, and it's so weird and it's so strange. I'm gonna shut up. But let's get that out of my system. And also, I read this for work because we have a workbook party, and I don't want to be a negative ninny in the talk. So I'm going to be like, oh yes, I rated it a 4-star, and I thought it was quite a riveting read. Really, quite a riveting read. And I enjoyed most of the text, the inclusions of the Shakespearean topics. Anyway, 3 out of 5. It gets a little stupid. I got to admit, it's a little fucking tweety. But I mean, I won't spoil the ending, but I do think it has a fun twist/ending thing. I do and really enjoy that. I enjoy the writing when Shakespeare isn't a part of it. I enjoy the characters. I like the setting, but I had to pretend it was in England to get any kind of joy out of the setting. So I don't know about 100% on that. Anyway, the next book that I read, and the reason why this month only has 2 books, is because I read A Game of Thrones by George R. Martin. I had already read some of it, a third, a fourth, a half. I can't remember. But this book fucking slaps, bitch. Damn. It's really good. Like, it's really good. That should come as no surprise to a bitch that has seen every episode of Game of Thrones and really enjoyed it, besides the ending. But it's good. It's really fucking good. Of course, there's weird shit. There's some George R. Martin fucking weird shit. But that's okay. I think it's hard for me to judge how long-winded and exposition-y and like descriptive and overcomplicated some of the stuff in here could be, because I'm quite aware of most of the stuff that he's talking about. Like for instance, there's some slight mentions of like Marjorie and Highgarden and stuff like that in this book, which I think would really confuse a new reader. They'd be like, who the fuck is that? What? I'm just gonna ignore that and move on. Whereas like, I know who Marjorie is and I know what Highgarden is. So I'm like, ooh, what's this mean? And I'm like really reading into it. That's all just to say that I think this is a good ass book. I think the it's hard for me to differentiate between the characters' ages, being what they were and being what they are now. Like what were in the show and then being now. I think that the sexual shit going on with Daenerys was a little weird, although it does make us really sympathize with her. It does make us understand that she was a victim, which and like that kind of Stockholm syndrome type of thing. Which I don't know if you would get if you didn't kind of go into a bit more, maybe not on page graphic detail, but kind of at least infer some of the things that were being said. So I don't mind it too much. Obviously, it's fucking weird to read. It's a bit much, but it's an adult book. You know what you're fucking getting into. You can't really complain about that. I think the characters were amazing and great. I particularly enjoyed Ned, Tyrion. Ned was great. I wasn't ready for Ned to be such a good character, and it also his. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. Who the fuck am I spoiling with this? His death scene. It's really strange in the book. I think if anyone's a big fan of the show and expecting to have a big sook at the Ned scene, you might be in for a strange surprise, because I was expecting to cry during Ned's death scene, and it was definitely a not crying experience for me, at least in the book. Yeah. In the interest of time, I'm not going to keep going because I want to play games with my friend who's just messaged me again. Hold on. Hold on. But yeah, I think it was really good. I'm going to kind of pick my way through the series as the year progresses. I'm not going to go too hard on it. I'm just going to grab the next one when I feel like it, because they're very dense books. And this is very long. This book was 800 pages long of fucking, I don't want to spoil too much. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, over 800. 807 pages, I think. Yeah. And like this book is small, but the print it's not tiny. Definitely not tiny print. So yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna pick my way through. This was great. 5 stars. Not really any issues with it. Maybe 4.5 if you really wanted to push me one way or the other, but I don't know. I think it's really strong. I think it's really great. I think there was definitely some positives to having seen the show. It allowed me to kind of click through this a bit quicker, not think too hard about some things or get tripped up too much about some things. And then I also think watching the show did make some elements of the story a little bit more boring. I knew where they were headed. I knew what the implications would be. And a lot of people do say that book 1 is pretty much like shot for shot the show. And I agree on most things. There are definitely points in time where it varies and it differs. But I would say overall, it's pretty similar. So go out there, read yourself some Game of Thrones, have fun with it. Hopefully it veers a bit more from the show later on. And I can kind of just use this as my headcanon, but I really enjoyed reading this. And yeah, Bran chapters fucking suck. I'm gonna be completely honest. They suck. And I'm reading this. And it's good so far. It's really good so far. I know this is a bit of a more of a controversial book in the series. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Because I can see what people wouldn't like about it already. And if they get amplified throughout the rest of the book, I don't mind it yet, but I could start to mind it. Anyway, fuck you, bye. Wait, last sip?